Now more on those allegations of price gouging tied to the pandemic. A hospital in Hialeah accused of charging for coronavirus testing that should be free.
Take a listen to some of what Governor Ron DeSantis had to say about that this afternoon at a news conference from Tallahassee.
There's always seems to be people who want to use the unfortunate circumstances someone finds themselves in for their own personal gain or business gain, and unfortunately we're seeing that here with this virus. We've seen reports of a hospital in the city of Hialeah and Miami-Dade that's charging individuals $150 to get tested for COVID-19. Many of these are low-income individuals, and I just want to say that is not acceptable here in the state of Florida.
Well, we have since learned that the hospital the governor is referring to is a Larkin Community Hospital in Hialeah.
CBS 4's Jim DeFede has details on these disturbing allegations, and Jim joins us now live from his home studio. So, Jim, what can you tell us?
Well, within minutes of the governor making that statement, I got on the phone because I recognized that he was talking about Larkin Community Hospital immediately. And I got the CEO of Larkin on the phone. His name is Jack Michelle. And he confirmed that indeed his hospital does charge $150 for the test. He said in the week that they've been up and running, they've had about 1,000 people come through. About 125 of those people have tested positive. But he defended the practice. He said, and I'm going to look at my notes because I want to get his quotes correct. He said, LabCorp and Quest get paid for the test, and we are essentially a private lab just like them. He also said that the drive-through testing centers are a way to offer more need and an easier opportunity for people. He said, I set it up for people who meet state criteria for testing, but who don't want to wait in line with the state, and they are willing and able to pay for the test. And if it takes the burden off the state, who can test people who cannot afford it? He also went on to say, he said that he will cooperate with whatever investigation the Attorney General's office now launches. He hasn't heard from anyone from the state about this so far. And he said, if they believe this is something illegal, then we will stop doing it. If we need to shut it down, we'll shut it down, but we hope we don't have to. We need to test more people. Now, it is a little ambiguous as to whether or not private labs can test. If you meet the state criteria, as you know, not everyone who has the flu symptoms can get tested in Florida. And so often people are referred by their doctors to private labs for testing. Jack Michelle is essentially saying this is the same thing.
Well, Jim, I understand this is not the first time that Michelle has been investigated by the state. Is that correct?
Well, he's run afoul of investigators before in terms of looking at him. As you may remember, the Hollywood Hills nursing home, the rehabilitation center at Hollywood Hills during Hurricane Irma, more than a dozen people died after the AC went out at that nursing home. It turns out Jack Michelle was the owner of that nursing home. Now, 3 employees from that nursing home have been criminally charged. Jack Michelle has not been criminally charged. The nursing home was shut down by the state, and Jack Michelle continues to appeal that, hoping to be able to reopen it someday.
All right, Jim, good investigation. Thank you for joining us.